So I was talking with somebody who's actively investing in Bitcoin, my brother, today, and we decided to look at the value of Bitcoin. So as you can see, one Bitcoin is 58,923 and 60 United States dollars, which is a lot. Could the average American afford this? No, they could probably buy a section of this. Definitely not that much because the average American doesn't have that much saved or invested at all. So I look at this number and I was kind of joking, but also serious and thinking this number right here probably better represents the average debt that an American has. Well, we looked it up and nope, I was totally wrong. This is the average American's debt. $92,000, almost 93,000, $92,727,000 of debt. So in order for them to even invest in Bitcoin and it makes sense, I mean, let's just think about that actually. If a Bitcoin is worth almost $60,000 and you're $90,000 in debt, you got to get $90,000 out of debt and then you got to invest more in Bitcoin. Now, obviously, there's other ways around it. Sometimes you can actually invest while still in debt and leverage that and actually get yourself out of debt with your investments. But that's complex stuff that even I don't fully understand yet, although I know it's possible. But that's not the point of this video. The point is to actually look more into what their debt is. So it's a snapshot of the consumer debt. This is basically the exact picture of what not to do. This is why you shouldn't go to college. This is why you shouldn't go to school. This is why you probably shouldn't listen to the advice of your parents, no matter how much you love them and no matter how much they love you, because chances are they fall into this average piece. So credit card debt is $5,315. That's already a lot. You really shouldn't buy anything on credit that you know that you can't afford. It's lesson number one. Now, personal loans are at $16,458. What are people taking out personal loans for? I'm actually curious. Auto loans are at almost $20,000. So we got $19,703 in debt for auto loans. Okay, rule number two. If you can't afford the car, don't buy it. A car has one agenda, which is to drive from point A to point B. So you don't really need the nicest car in the world. You just need one that drives. You can get a used one for a couple $1,000s. And then you don't have to be afraid about putting miles on it or scratching it because you understand that it's a car and it serves its purpose. That's also irrelevant to spend that much money on a car. I mean, do what you want to do, right? With your money, that's fine. But when you actually look at the long-term effects of it, and you can see this, like, I'm not really trying to judge anybody. I'm just trying to educate, I guess, on the effects of this is what happens when you make poor financial decisions. This is the lesson that children should learn. So student loan. This is horrible. Okay, $38,792. Most people won't even make that in a year when they graduate college. So many people now graduate college and go work minimum wage jobs because 150 years ago, very few people had a college degree, so it was valuable. Now everybody has one, and it's not valuable anymore. It's how the game works. Not only that, but the college degree is not about education or learning anymore. It's about schooling and indoctrination, and it's just a piece of paper that confirms you're a slave, pretty much. So that's also useless. That's $40,000. For most people, actually, a lot of people, it's more. You're not guaranteed a job once again. That's corrupt. And then home equity line of credit, $41,954, and then the mortgage, $208,185. Yeah, that is pretty sad. That's pretty unfortunate when you look at it. And this is proof right here. I've had conversations with people who can't see that the American population in most of the Western country are slaves. But here's what happens, guys. So people right here, $90,000 in debt. They don't have money. They have all these payments, their credit's out the window. And what happens when they lose their job? What happens when they can't really afford food? Maybe they're against getting the injection, or maybe they're against any kind of government tyranny, but it's going to come to them. Because here's the thing, in a democracy, you don't have to be openly tyrannical to rule over people. You can do it in democratic ways. So the government can say, You know what? We understand you're struggling right now. You are $92,000 in debt. And you don't have a job, so you need money and you need food. We'll give it to you. We'll send you some money every month, your pittance. And we'll also send you some plant-based protein. I bet they would so do that in exchange for updated injection records. If you do it, just all you have to do is do what we say, follow these extreme guidelines, and we'll give you the money. So now people are dependent on the government. This is exactly what happened in Germany leading up to World War II. We had hyperinflation, which is occurring as we speak right now, many other factors. The population, for the most part, is dependent on the government. And long term, this is not going to be good at all. The government should stay out of education. It should stay out of healthcare. It should stay out of all the things that involve somebody's personal life. But the issue is, it's really not even the government's fault. It's the people who agree to this. So us young people really need to learn from this and do differently in our own lives and not make the same mistakes that our parents and their parents did, because we see where it's taking them. Thanks for watching.